weeding. The only person who hates weeding more than me is probably my friend Devin, and we spend a lot of time talking about how much we hate weeding. So this is going to save you time weeding. It's going to replace that mulch, and it's going to give you beautiful, beautiful color in the terms of flowers. So you just get months and months and months of color. You can step on it. That's why it's called the Trample Me Thyme. Under $5 a plant, so $4 and change. Look at that. That's like a fairy tale garden.
Isn't that?
So pretty.
That was mulch, and now you have this beautiful carpet of lovely flowers.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't it incredible? Sandra, this is such a problem-solving plant.
So that's the purple. We also have it in the red. That is unreal.
That's what it looks like all summer long. It's evergreen throughout the rest of the year. But what makes this plant so special is that this is the plant that's going to save you more time and more money in your garden than any other plant, because this is going to act like a living mulch so that you can reduce.
Oh, look at the white.
Oh yeah, I love that. It's like a carpet of snow in the summertime.
Pretty. So pretty. It'll like highlight your other plants.
Absolutely. So anywhere in your garden where you typically put those bark mulches, you can replace it with this Trample Me Thyme once and for all. You'll never need mulches in those areas again.
And guess what? Weeds still come out through mulch.
Exactly.
I've never been like, oh, that mulch totally stopped the weeds. It never does. This will stop the weeds because of the way it grows.
It's so dense. It has such a carpeting effect. So it saves you time, it saves you money, but best of all, this is the only flowering ground cover in the 60 years that we have been a family business.
Wow.
The only flowering ground cover that we found that can handle the foot traffic day in and day out and still look its best. And that's what makes this collection so special, and really why it sells out every single year.
So we just got it back in stock. I do want to let you, I mean, truly, we just got this back in stock. It will not last the season. Now, I want to talk to you about your color choices, because you pick the color you like the best, because you're going to see a lot of it for months. This is not I flower 2 weeks and then you don't see me again for 50 weeks. Like, you're going to have flowers for months. So we have it available for you in the purple, always so popular. 1,200 remaining, and that's it. That's it. Then we have it available in the pink. Pink, we only have 800. White is already the most limited. 250 to go round, and then gone. Oh my word, already?
Already?
And then the red is just stunning, fewer than 1,500. Show me how it comes.
Well, the reason why they're always so popular is because most of you guys, you recognize these plants. You want to get 6, 10, 20 of these collections, because that's how you really make a difference in your garden, and especially make a difference on that mulch bill. You know, each collection is a 6-pack tray.
So $4 and change a plant that we ship for free. I always say that because other online retailers will not ship plants for free. They'll charge you $29 to ship.
Oh, absolutely. Will you hold this for me?
With pleasure.
So each one of your 6 plants, it's going to grow about 12 to 18 inches around the first season. By the second season, each one of your 6 plants will grow up to 24 inches around. So one collection covers around 10 square feet. So you can start, visualizing your garden along your walkways, your borders. Maybe you need 5 collections. Maybe you need 10 collections. Maybe you just decide to reduce that mulch bill this year once and for all. It's not like you're gonna have to get the mulch next year. It's once and for all.
And if you started this last year, now's the time to pick up more to add. You know, for me, putting in ground cover has been a multi-year process.
No,
I keep adding a little, adding a little, right?
Bit more.
So, but now's the time to start. Where are you sick of weeds? Where would you like to replace weeds with beautiful, beautiful flowers? The deer don't really like this, right?
They're totally deer resistant.
And it's also drought resistant.
Exceptionally
I don't want to have to necessarily water my ground cover.
No,
Can we look at the
not.
pictures again? Because
yeah, let's go through them.
It is like a dream come true. So that's you.
Yeah, that's
so
me.
So what time of year
in the
would you
middle
say
of
that
summer.
was?
That's in the middle of June. Now, so it's going to be evergreen all year long. And then it's going to flower like that in the summertime. Now here, this is a great example. On the left, you can see your dogs run over. It doesn't matter. It can handle the foot traffic. And they're on the right.
Wait, can we go back? Let's go back to that picture. This is important because you might not understand why. Like, why am I looking at dead grass? But there's there's an issue. There's a reason.
The Trample Me Thyme is planted in between those stepping stones. It's great in between pavers.
This was actually at your Uncle Eric's house during a very dry summer where all his grass died. What didn't die was his Trample Me Thyme.
Exactly. He wasn't just hand watering the thyme and letting the grass die. He wasn't watering anything, and the thyme was still thriving. And so if you live where it's really hot and sunny and dry, this is the plant for you.
It's like the water-wise plant they talk about,
exactly.
right?
Xeriscaping. Look how it just flows over those boulders. This will create a carpeted effect. Now that's the gorgeous pink. That's probably about 3 plants right there. And the great thing is that
you get 6.
And you get 6. And not only are they great in the summertime, oh, look how it does it on the rocks. So easy.
Now wait, if I were gonna do, okay, that's super cool. If I were gonna do that, I would just kind of move a couple rocks, stick a plant in, and then it would just start to go over the rocks, right?
And they are winter hardy to negative 30 degrees. So if you live up in Minnesota, they're gonna be perfect.
I swear this is not AI.
Look how it just,
I feel like I have to say it. It is
love it.
So stunning. That is really what it looks like growing in that beautiful garden.
And let's just talk about this picture for a second, because this is how I use it. Now you have your wonderful sunny garden beds. Normally that purple would be brown because you're putting mulch in those areas. You're surrounding all of your other sun-loving perennials with this Trample Me Thyme, and you're no longer ever having to use mulch in those areas. And the best thing is, maybe you have it surrounding your roses and you want to go pick some roses, you have to step on top of it. It doesn't matter because it can handle the foot traffic.
This is flying out of here. My producer Mike keeps saying, like, it's going so quickly, it's going so quickly. Over 1,500 have already been picked up. We do not have that many to go around for the season. I'm in love with the red.
Oh, and look at that. Okay, so you see on the far right corner, what's that? That's mulch. So what's happening is we're growing this Trample Me Thyme, and every year we can, we're adding a little bit more to our sunny garden beds, eliminating a little bit more mulch every single year.
Mulch is so expensive. Some mulch is actually really bad for the environment. We don't even really talk about that, but some mulch isn't even a great choice for that regard. It can stink.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily keep the weeds out. And then over years you pay, I mean, if I mulch my beds, I'm talking $1,000.
Easy. So why not cut that $1,000 into $500
Because I have a lot of garden beds, right?
Exactly.
So you just start. You don't have to cover it all at once. Just start with a few pets. What's up, Katie?
Well, they say I have questions. So many questions.
Yes.
People are
Absolutely.
so busy. First is fertilizer. They want to know about feeding, and then companion plants. So what are the good companion plants for this? Because it is like
it's a sun-loving plant. So. It's a drought-tolerant plant. I love to put it with. We have Sunbelt roses on QVC.com.
Ooh, the full sun. They both
sensational lavender. We have these Sunseeker echinacea coneflowers. All of those would be divine combinations. And the way you're going to use it, thanks Katie, is you're going to plant this thyme in front of those other sun-loving plants. You're going to surround them, and then during the summer you can use the Roberta's Bounty, and that's going to give you the most beautiful flush of flowers.
Oh, and get the Bounty. It's customer top rated. I actually use this indoors and outdoors. So like I use this on my house plants too. It sits on a shelf forever. Like you buy it once, it's fantastic. All right, but I have to tell you what's happening with these. The white is completely sold out. That's it. Over 2,000 have been picked up. If you have any questions for Katie, who can then relay them to us, she is on our QVC.com live stream watch party. So get in there, ask your questions. All right, let's start with the purple. What do we have left in purple? We have 600 left in purple. That's it, and that's our most popular option, and lots of people are buying more than one. How about that pink?
I love the pink.
We have 600 left in the pink. Do we have a little more in the red? We have 900 in the red, and white has sold out. I would love to see those pictures again because a picture says 1,000 words. But just if you can take, I think that's the saying, if you can take one of these and create, so like that would be several sets.
Sandra, let's take a look at this picture because this was at my friend's house in Seattle. You have the sidewalk, and then on my left side, that's the road. So that kind of weird area, if you live in town.
You don't want to mow it, but you also don't, you know people are going to walk their dogs on it, kids are going to step on it. So you can't plant anything that can't take traffic.
And this is low maintenance to the max. Imagine a maintenance-free lawn replacement. Your dogs run through it. That's my sister Stephanie's little pup. And then look how drought tolerant they are.
So the grass around it has died. All that brown stuff, that's his Uncle Eric's dead lawn during a very dry summer. But the Trample Me Thyme that Eric planted between the stepping stones stayed great.
Exactly.
This is so pretty on areas where you're just not sure what to put there.
On slopes, areas that are prone to erosion, rocky soils, clay soils, it will just creep and crawl and find any available soil and just create a wonderful blanket. Drought tolerant to the extreme. If you're worried about how much water you use in your garden, this is the collection you want to get, but don't get one. Don't get one. Get 10. Get 20, because you're going to find so many. I honestly, I plant about 20 collections every single year, and I have for the last 5 years, and every year
and not because they're dying, you're just adding more. You're replacing mulch. You have a very big piece of property.
I use over 20 yards of mulch every year. And I've gotten that number of 20 down to about 15. And every year I'm trying to get a little bit less, a little bit less. It just takes time.
And you know, this spring, just when everything looks really great, you're gonna have a couple rainstorms and you're gonna go outside and you're gonna be so frustrated by how many weeds you have that came up in that mulch. I get to the point I have so many weeds, I'm embarrassed to pull up to the front of my house. Because I'm like, I gotta get out there and weed. When you have this ground cover, you don't have to get out there and weed. It is such a thick mat of leaves and flowers that the weeds do not pop through. You know, Eric, or I just called you Eric, your Uncle Eric standing right there. Devin, I have a friend who is a true master gardener. Like, actually, they do tours of his gardens.
That's
I'm
amazing.
like, I gotta hook you guys up. But Mark, he told me years ago, because he owns like 100 acres, and he told me years ago, he goes, Sandra, the only way I could do this is ground cover.
It's the secret weapon.
And I always remembered that. Like, that was his #1 tip, was replace the mulch with ground cover. And he does a variety of ground covers. But for this ground cover, flowers.
It really is incredible. And the reason why we use mulches, it's important. Mulches are important because they conserve moisture in your soil. But we have this conception that mulch needs to be bark or pine needles or leaves. No, mulch, this acts as a living mulch, a living mulch.
I have good news and bad news. What do you want first?
I want the bad news.
The bad news is that it's almost gone.
Oy.
And that's going to be it. The good news is we still have enough if you jump on the phone right now. And I guess the good news for him is that you all really liked it. That was my good news. You brought something America loves. Over 3,000 have now been ordered. Here it is before it flowers.
Yeah, this is what it looks like in the winter right now.
So February, it'll look like this no matter where I live, even if I live someplace up north.
And doesn't it smell good? It's pet friendly. It's kid friendly.
And I guess the deer don't like it because it does smell like thyme.
Deer don't like it.
Blowing up on QVC.
Okay, questions.
So they want to know about how, if there's existing mulch there, how do they remove the mulch?
No, just plant it right in your old mulch.
Just dig a hole.
Dig a little hole, dig in the soil.
If you don't mind, go to my YouTube channel, Plant Vibrations. Find my videos on growing the thyme. I show it over the course of a few years. How to plant it, where to plant it, and ways that you can really reduce your mulch by using this thyme.
Did you smell this?
Oh,
smell it.
Give me it.
You know, if you're in a pinch, you can use this to cook with. It's totally edible.
Oh, wow.
It tastes good.
Let me get a little taste. I need a breath freshener too.
Yeah, with the today's special value, you get those tomatoes.
Now that's what I call burying the lead.
Yeah, right?
All right, I have to tell you what's going on. And Katie will keep answering your questions. Devin, if you want to pop over there after this
I'll go join her.
finish any questions, so get on our live stream. He'll ask or answer any of your questions. Purple is gone. Gone. White, gone. Do we have anything left in pink? 450 left, but so many people on the phone lines. No, pink, we have 300. Wow. Red, we have 450, and then gone for the entire season. $4 and change a plant. For the plant that really changes the whole way you spend your time outdoors. No more weeding. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right, still to come from Ultimate Innovations. All right, Eric Wallin says they will